Can we start, Mamala?
Yes, Swamiji, we can start.
Yasya bhavat bhakta janati hantuhu pitruttamanyeshva vicharyaturnam stambhe avatarasthamananya labhyam lakshmi nrsimham sharanam prapacche Sriman Venkatanadharya Kavitarkika Kesari Vedantacharya Varyo me Sannithattam Sada Hrude Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Adharahitacharu Vamshanalaha Makutalambi Mayura Pinchamalaha Hari Nila Shila Vivangalilaha Pratibhasantu Mama Antima Prayane Krishna Tvadiya Padapankaja Panjarantam Adyaiva me Vishatumana Saraja Hamsaha Prana Prayana Samaye Kapha Mata Pittaihi Kantha Varodhana Vidhau Smaranam Kutaste Om Vasudeva Sudam Devam Kamsachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Atasi Pushpasankasham Hara Nupara Shobhitam Kutilalaka Samyuktam Purna Chandra Nibhananam Virasat Kundaradharam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Mandara Gandha Samyuktam Charu Hasam Chaturbhujam Barhi Pinchava Chudankam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Utpulla Padma Patraksham Nila Jimuta Sannibham Yadavanam Shiro Ratnam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Rukmani Keli Samyuktam Pitam Barasu Shobhitam Avapta Tulasi Gandham Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Gopikanam Kuchadvanva Kunkumankita Vakshasam Sriniketam Maheshwasam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Srivatsankam Mahoraskam Vanamala Virajitam Shankachakradharan Devam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnashtakabidam Punyam Prataruddhaya Yapatete Koti Janma Krutam Papam Smaranena Vinashyati Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Daivim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayete Janmadhyashaitormayaditatashchardve Sabhijnaswarati Tene Brahma Hrudaya Adi Kaviye Muhyanti Yatsurayah Tejo Vari Vrudam Yatha Virmayo Yatra Tisargomsha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastakahakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Om Asmat Guru Bhyonamaha Om Asmat Paramaguru Bhyonamaha Om Asmat Sarvaguru Bhyonamaha Sri Ranganath Shetagopa Yatina Rashtam Lakshmi Nrsimha Siddhat Karuneka Patram Sri Rangavira Raghurat Shetagopa Hrujam Vedanta Deshika Yatindamaham Prabhajye Srimate Shivan Shetagopa Sri Vedanta Deshika Yatindamaha Shikaya Namaha Om Asmat Guru Bhyonamaha Om Asmat Paramaguru Bhyonamaha Om Asmat Sarvaguru Bhyonamaha Narayana Narayana Narayana. Welcome back to this Srimad Bhagavatham session. Now, when we started, the power of Bhagavan's Divya Mangala, Nabadhayas being chanted. As you heard, there are 1,000 names for Mahavishnu, which Bhishma Pitama given in Mahabharata as Vishnu Sahasranama. Even though there are 1,000 names, the one most popular name in Sri Vaikuntham is a Shriyapati. Sriman Narayana is always addressed as a Shriyapati, Sripati. That the Sripatitvam is the most important thing that we all have to remember. That is the reason why even in the simple Venkateshwara Suprabhatam that most of you know, you say, Ishanam Jagatosya Venkatapatehe Vishnoho Param Prayasim Tad Vakshastara Nitya Vasarasikam Tat Kshanti Samvardhanim. So Lakshmi Vibhutvam is the most important aspect of Paramapurusha, to be called as a Jagat Karanakarta. Shriyapati. That Shriyapati name, in whichever form you call, is always going to help us. That is what we are going to see in one of the chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam, called Ajamila Upakhyanam. Ajamila Upakhyanam. This is a very strange incident. Ajamila Upakhyanam. In this one, what we are going to see is entirely different one. This Ajamila was born in a very orthodox family, but got into bad company. Now, this is there given in the 6th chapter, Shashta Skandham. Because Parikshan Maharaja is asking a question. Nivritti margam kadhita adau bhagavata yadha. Nivritti margam. Hey Mahatma Shuka Maharshi, please tell me how this Jivatma can get out of this samsara sagaram. Pravritti lakshanashchaiva traigunya vishayo mune. Pravritti margam means punarjanma. And the most important thing is Adhuneha Mahabhaga Yadhaiva Narakatnaraha Nana Ugra Yatana Neya Tanme Vyakhyatu Marhasi. Whether we like it or not, with so much of Papa Karma in our account, we are all guaranteed to go to hell and suffer. So the question is how to get out of the Naraka Yatanas, unimaginable punishments in the Naraka Loka, in hell. Shuka Maharshi is saying, Krutasya Kuryan Mana Ukti Panibhihi. We get karma in 3 different ways. Mana Ukti Panibhihi. Mano Vak Kaya Karmas. We get into trouble in 3 different ways. We acquire Papa Karma through 3 different channels. 1, Mano. Okay. Some people for no reason develop some kind of a hatred for others. Say Mr. X doesn't like Y. So whenever Mr. X thinks of Y, he will always be thinking, I should kill him, I should kill him, I should kill him. So even by contemplating on negative things, we get karma. Vak. Whenever this man X sees Y, he will always say, one day I'm going to kill you, one day I'm going to hurt you, one day I'm going to ruin you. We acquire karma. Panibhihi. With our physical actions, we hurt people and we get karma. Therefore, if somebody wants to get out of this, dhruvam savai precha narakan upaiti ye kirtita me bhavataha bhavata stigma yatanaha. What is recommended is Papa Nishkrutau. Have we done prayaschittas for all of them? That is the most important one. How many of us can say, Purva Janma Krutam Papam Vyadhi Rupena Badhitaha? Our scriptures say that our sins are the ones that are coming back to us in the form of unimaginable diseases. Therefore, Tasmat Puraivashveha. An intelligent person should start thinking of how much of a negative balance I have and how to wash off all that karma by doing some prayashchittas. If we don't do prayashchittam, it will be similar to Gajasnanam, Kunjara Shauchavat, Kunjara Shauchavat, Kunjara Shauchavat. An elephant loves water. It gets into the water. With its huge trunk, it will inhale the water and splash on its body. Now, it enjoys a bath, but comes out. Immediately, with the same trunk, it will inhale all the dust and will spread all over its body. So what is the point of the taking bath? On one hand, the elephant has taken a bath just a few minutes back. But within a couple of minutes, it again smearing the dirt all over its body. Therefore, the snanam has become a waste. Gaja snanam. We think of doing the prayashchittas or do some atonements, but immediately we start doing the same old sins again and again and again. Therefore, there is no nivrutti for this. Therefore, Tattva Jnanam is the most important one. Tattva Jnanam, getting to the reality. What is Maya? What is real? What is this world? Who am I? Where I am going to go? What will happen to me? What kind of a birth I will have again? What kind of punishments I have to go through in hell before taking another birth? Tattva Chintana is very important. And if you cannot do any of these things, you cannot do prayashchittas in the form of many yajnas that are there prescribed, many kinds of fastings that are prescribed, or you cannot do Tattva Chintana. Maharshi Vedavyasa in Srimad Bhagavatham recommends, Kechit Kevalaya Bhaktya Vasudeva Parayanaha Agham Dhunvanti Karsnena Niharamiva Bhaskaraha. If you cannot even do even Bhakti Yoga properly, just to do Sharanagati at the feet of Hari, Hari, Hari. Only those people who do Sharanagati, only those devotees who did Sharanagati at the feet of the Supreme Lord Vasudeva, Vasudeva Parayanatvam. Vasudeva Parayanatvam is called Sharanagati. Therefore, Sharanagati means Yadha Krishnarpita Pranaha Tat Purusha Nishevaya. Sa tadha Hyagavan Rajan Puyeta Tapadibhiha. Yadha Krishnarpita Pranaha Tat Purusha Nishevaya. By doing Atmarpanam, by doing Sharanagati, and by doing Bhagavata Kainkaryam, by doing service to those devotees who are truly surrendered to Bhagavan Vasudeva, Vasudeva Sunuhu, Krishna. There are two things that are given, namely doing Sharanagati at the feet of Lord Krishna and Tat Purusha Nishevaya, by also doing Bhagavata Kainkaryam. Therefore, he is giving there are various things that we can think of. If we are not having a favorable attitude towards the Supreme Lord Sriman Narayana, Prayaschittani Chirnani Narayana Parangkam Na Nishpunanti Rajendra Surakumbham Iva Apagaha. The Prayashchittam will also fail to wash off your sins when you do that mistake again tomorrow. Yesterday you committed a sin, today you did Prayashchittam. Okay, Bhagavan will consider that you did Prayashchittam and will wipe out. But tomorrow you make the same mistake or even a serious mistake tomorrow. And again you do Prayashchittam, Bhagavan will not forgive you. That Prayashchittam will not work for repeatedly doing the same kind of offenses or similar offenses. How? You wanted to clean a pot. That pot is there filled with alcohol. You take it, you immerse it in Ganga and you wash it. Good, you washed it. But after taking it out, again you are filling it with alcohol. Again, day after tomorrow, you are washing it. Again, the next day, you are filling it with alcohol. Is there any way that pot can become pure? Therefore, Bhagavan is saying, Prayaschittani Chirnani Narayana Paramukham Na Nishpuranti Rajendra Sura Kumbham Iva Apagaha. Taking a pot filled with alcohol, cleaning it in Ganga, and again filling it up with the same alcohol is not going to help clean the pot. Let us not be like that. And Sakrut Manaha Krishna Padara Vindayoho Niveshatam Tad Gunaragi Aireha Nate Yamam Pasha Bhratascha Tad Bhatan Swapnepi Paschyantihi Chirna Nishkrutaha. It is very clearly mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 1st chapter, 19th verse. If only you have done Sharanagati at the feet of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, and you maintained that Sharanagati without having any kind of Anya Devata Samparkam and Bhagavata Pacharam, he very clearly says, you don't have to worry about the god of death, Yamadharmaraja, or about his Yama Pasham, or about the Yama Bhattas, even in your dream. You are guaranteed to be rescued by the Vishnu Dutas. Guaranteed to be rescued. So do not ever think that Sharanagati is the brainchild of some person. No. Maharshi Vedavyasa, who composed, or rather who formatted all the Vedas, and the one Veda he divided into 4. The essence of the Vedas he has given as 108 Upanishads. The essence of all the Upanishads as Bhagavad Gita. The essence of Vedas, Upanishads, and Bhagavad Gita as Brahma Sutras. The essence of all of them in the form of short stories as Puranas. And the essence of all Veda, Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutra, Puranas as Nigama Kalpataru Phalam, Srimad Bhagavatam, very clearly talks about Sharanagati. That if you have done Sharanagati and kept up and maintained that Sharanagati, you do not have to worry about Yamadharmaraja or Yamadutas putting a Yamapasham around our neck and then pulling the Jivatma out and dragging us, forcing us to go through the unimaginable river Vaitarani and subjecting us to 28 kinds of Narakayatanas. That is the power of Sharanagati. How do we know? He is giving a practical example. Kanya kubje dvijaha kaschit asi pati rajamidaha. In the Kanya Kubja Nagaram, that is Kanoji, there was a very wonderful person called Ajamila, born in a priestly family. Unfortunately, he became very, very corrupt and resorted to unimaginable sins also. Because he became a victim to the charms of a wonderful looking public woman. And to satisfy her demands, to satisfy his sense gratification, and to please that lady, he resorted to doing every kind of papa karma. Shuchir yatayamasa dehinaha. He used to cheat people. He used to hurt the travelers. He used to steal. And not only that, he used to cause unimaginable pain to other living entities. Mamsa bhakshanam, surapanam, lots of things he used to do. Now, he lived for not 1 or 2 years. Kalaha Atyagan Mahan Rajan Ashtashit Ayushas Samaha. Ashtashiti Ayushas Samaha. 88 years he lived. Always living with that lady, became almost a slave to her charms and having children through her. And fortunately for him, Tasya Pravayasa Putra Dashatesham tu Yovamaha. Balo Narayano Namna Pitros Chadayato Bhrasham. Fortunate for him, Ajamila, who had 10 sons, named the last one Narayana. That happened to be the wonderful thing he has done, naming his child Narayana. And being the youngest one, and Ajamila himself getting old, 88, became very, very attached. Always calling him, Narayana, come here. Narayana, come. Narayana, eat this food. Narayana, have a bath. Finally, the last minutes have come. Sa Pashahastan Trin Drishtva Purushan Bhrishadarunan. You know how many Yamadutas will come to take this Jivatma out? There is no need, but it seems that 3 Yamadutas will come. Trin Drishtva Purushan Bhrishadarunan. he saw 3 Yamadutas. They were holding the Yamapasham, a kind of a rope. When they press it, this Jivatma from this body will come out, along with the Sukshma Sharira, made up of the 5 Jnanendriyas and the 5 Karmendriyas and their controlling mind, which the 11 of them will form the subtle body, Sukshma Sharira. As he saw the Yamadutas, he was scared to unimaginable fear, unimaginable death, unimaginable fear of death. And he saw his little son playing in the backyard. Yama Preshan Putram Dure Kredanakasaktam Putram Narayanakvayam. When he was so terrified to see the Yamadutas, he just shouted out loud, calling for his son Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. And that is enough. As Bhagavan says, Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati samadbhavam yati nasti atra samshayaha. Anybody who thinks of the Supreme Lord in the last minute are sure to be protected by the Vishnu Dutas. And the Vishnu Dutas will certainly get you to see Vaikuntham. If not, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam chajanchante kalevaram tam tame vaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. If we fail to think of Hari, Hari at the last minute, think of other things that will decide our next birth. Somebody is thinking of a wife, the female form. That's it. In the next birth, he'll be born as a female. Maybe as a female human being or as a female animal. Somebody is thinking of a male form. Maybe the husband, the son, or the brother. They will get a male form in the next birth. Maybe as a male human being or as a male animal. But when you chant Hari, Hari, when your mind recollects Hari, because just before death, sometimes the faculty of speech may fail. Even if everything fails, the mind will still be working. So if you can recollect that Hari, Hari in the last minute, you are guaranteed salvation. The minute he called Narayana, even though he is addressing his son, immediately Vishnu Dutas have appeared. That time, the Yamadutas were pulling out the Jivatma along with the Sukshma Sharira. Yama Preshan Vishnu Duta Varayama Surojasa. The Yamadutas were arguing with the Vishnu Dutas. Kim Deva Upadeva Va Yayam Kim Siddha Sattamaha. They are saying, who are you people? Yamadutas are asking the Vishnu Dutas. We are following the instructions of Yamadharmaraja. You are obstructing us from doing our duty. Whose servants are you? Where are you coming from? Why are you stopping us from taking this Jivatma to Narakam? Are you Devatas, Upadevatas, Siddha Purushas? Kim Deva, Upadeva, Yuyam, Kim Siddha Sattamaha? Kasyava Kutayataha, Kasma Dasya Nishedadha. Why are you stopping us? And they're saying, Sarve Padmapala Shakshaha Pita Kausheya Vasasaha. You look very handsome. Your eyes are there like lotus petals. You are wearing beautiful pitambaras. And you are having kiritas, kundalas, haras. And you are all appearing to be Nava Yavanas. Remember, if you go to Vaikuntham, you'll always be Navayavana. Always at the prime of your youth, between your 20s and 30s. Sarve Padmapala Shakshaha Pita Kaushaya Vasataha Kiritinaha Kundalino Lasat Pushkara Malinaha Sarve Cha Nutnavayasaha Sarve Charu Chaturbhujaha. Even the Vishnu Parshadas are looking like Mahavishnu with the 4 hands. Dhanur Nishangasi Gada Shanka Chakra Ambujashriyaha. All of you are having Shankam, Chakram, Gada, Padma, Dhanus, Banas. Disho Vitibara Lokaha Kurvantaha Svena Tejasa. The glow from your divine bodies is enough to dispel the darkness in this world. Who are you, sir? Now, Vishnu Dutas are saying, Vishnu Dutas are asking, if you are the servants of Yamadharmaraja, that Yamadharmaraja is supposed to follow some rules and regulations. You tell me what is dharmam. You tell us what is adharmam. You tell us how the punishment is given. Who is eligible for punishment? Who is exempt from punishment? You tell us. Vishnu Dutas are asking. Now Yamadutas are saying, Veda pranihito dharmo hyadharma tat viparyayaha vedo narayana sakshat swayambhurti shushruma. You know who is telling this? Yamadutas are telling. People are asking, who defined what is dharma? Who defines adharma? It is very clearly mentioned here. Yamadutas are saying, those people who are doing the actions that are permitted in the Vedas are following dharma. Those people who are doing the karmas that are forbidden by the Vedas are doing adharma. If somebody next time is asking you what is dharmam, what is adharmam, just tell them. Srimad Bhagavatam has given Veda Vihita karmas are dharma. Veda Bhakya karmas, Veda Nishedhita karmas is adharma. Doing the permitted acts given in the Vedas is following dharma. Doing the forbidden acts given in the Vedas is adharma. Now, all these things, remember the Vedam itself. Vedo Narayana Sakshat. Veda is Narayana Swarupam. Swayambhur iti Shushruma. The Vedas have come from the divine body of that Virat Purusha called Sriman Narayana as the Uchvasa Nishvasas, inhaling and exhaling breath. For every action that we do, dharmam or adharmam, you may be wondering, I closed the doors. I made some mistakes when nobody is watching. I ate some forbidden food closing the doors. Nobody has seen me. How do they know I made a mistake? Well, these are the different people, the different witnesses, the different witnesses for every action that we do. And who are all those different witnesses? Are given here, namely Surya, Agnihi, Marut Gavaha, Somaha, Sandhya Ahani Dishaha, Kam Kuhu Kalo, Dharma iti hyete, Daihyasya Sakshinaha. Sun is a witness who can report. Agni is a witness. Sky is a witness. Just even the wind, the air is a witness. Even if you close the doors, Air is there in that room to watch Vayudeva and to report. The senses are the witnesses. Moon is the witness. Twilight time, Sandhya is a witness. Daytime and nighttime are the witnesses. The directions are the witnesses. Even water is the witness. Mother Earth is a witness. Time is a witness. And Dharma Devata itself is a witness. Therefore, there is no karma that we can do without any of these people watching us. Because day or night, Diva Ratri Devatas are there watching. Even if you close the door, air is there as a witness. So there is no way we can commit a karma without anybody watching us. Yamadutas are saying, every one of us, once we have a body, we keep on doing karmas. Some of them are dharma vihitas, some of them are dharma nishiddhas. Vartamano anyayo kalo gunabhignapako yadha evam janman nyayo retat dharma dharma nidarshanam. Now, based on our present experiences, you should be able to guess what kind of karmas you would have done in the previous lives, that you are going through some punishment now or enjoying some benefits now. And now, based on our present karmas, you can also expect what kind of results you will expect in the future. See how beautifully Bhagavatam says, Vartamanaha anyayoh kalo gunabhignapako yadha. Based on our present happiness and distress, we can easily guess what could be our past and what could be our future. The punya papas that we do today will decide the happiness or distress that we are going to go through in the future births even. Whereas Yamadharmaraja, who knows everything, who is there in the hearts of everyone, and through the mind, he can see all the people's activities. He can see what will be our future births also. Every one of us are doing the activities with the karmendriyas. Vak, pani, pada, payu, upastas. With our words, we are acquiring karma. With our hands, with our feet, with our all 5 karmendriyas. Vak, pani, pada, payu, upastas. When people are there acquiring karma, how can a person say that he will be exempted from going through the karma phalam? Now he is saying, the sukshma shariram tadetat shodashakalam lingam shakti trayam mahat. This subtle body that is there coming with us for the past trillions of years whenever we take birth is made up of the 16 colors and the sattva rajas tamo gunas. That is our subtle body that is there coming with us. Gross body is only changing. sometimes as trees, sometimes as animals, sometimes as birds, sometimes as reptiles, sometimes as humans, sometimes as Devi Devatas. Dehyajno jitashadvargo nechan karmani karyate. Because of ignorance, we are all subject to the 6 enemies, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsaryas. Therefore, even without our knowledge, we are forced because of the Purvajanma Vasanas to do karmas. Based on our Yadha Yoni, Yadha Bijam, Swabhavena, Baliyasa. Depending on our Punya Karma and the Papa Karma, we are getting the Stri Rupa or the Purusha Rupa. We become sometimes females and sometimes males. This Ajamila studied all the scriptures, did nice way of observing Brahmacharyam, Vinayashila, Jitendriya. One day, based on his father's bidding, he went to the forest to get some flowers and fruits and the samithas for the daily yajnas. As he was coming back, he saw a very mean fellow who is fully intoxicated, enjoying with a woman in public. And equally, that lady was drunk, and both of them have forgotten the external world. They were there happily enjoying in public. And that sight was seen by this Ajamila. He saw their activities. He saw their singing, dancing, enjoying. Ajamila, having seen those people, was completely shaken. All the scriptures he studied were of no use when he could not control his mind. Tameva manasadhyayan swadharmat viraramaha. Always thinking of that woman, how to enjoy with that woman. Ajamila has forgotten his varnashrama dharmas. And he came to an extent that he is completely mesmerized by her charms and did unimaginable papa karmas for getting money to please her and thereby fulfill his sense gratifications. This Ajamila has committed innumerable number of sins. He violated the instructions of the Shastras. His behavior was there, completely forbidden according to the rules of Shastras. Therefore, he deserves punishment. Yatra dandena shuddhyati. Let this person go to Yamaloka and go through the Narakayatanas. That time, Vishnuduta started replying them. Yamadutas, what you said is correct. But how come you did not realize one important thing? This Ajamila has chanted the name of the Supreme Lord Sriman Narayana because Yad Yajahar Vasho Nama Swaschayanam Harehe. Ayam hi kruta nirvesho janma koti amhasamapi. The Sri Hari Namasmarana in the last minute, the Sriman Narayana Namasmarana in the last minute is capable of wiping out the karmas of millions of jarmas. What are all the sins that you can commit? Stenaha, Surapa, Mitradrug, Brahmaha, Gurutalpaga. Those people who do stealing, who become thieves, those people who are addicted to alcoholic drinks, those people who cheat their own friends, those people who resort to killing a dvija, those people who have no moral values and sleep with anyone and everyone, Gurupatni Sangamam. Even the person who is a friends with all these people, Stenaha, Surapo, Mitradrug, Brahmaha, Gurutalpagha, Sri Raja Pitru Gohanta, Yecha Patakinaha Apare. Those people who are friends with the people who commit the sins, those people who kill a woman, who kill a king, who kill a father, and who kill a cow, whatever be their sins, Nama Vyaharanam Vishnoho Yatastad Vishayamatihi. Have you not heard that Bhagavan Sriman Narayana's name itself, especially in the last minute as the Atma is leaving the body, can wipe out those karmas? But the question is, they may not get Harinamam in the last minute. But if they can get it, that is enough to wipe out their sins. Great Mahatmas, they wipe out their karmas with doing the prayashchittas as a Chandrayanam, etc. vratas. Whereas, if you can chant Bhagavan Namam, Tat Karma Nirharam Abhipsatam Harehe, any amount of karma can be wiped out by chanting Hari, Hari in the last minute. Then the question is, why do we have to do Sharanagati? Because you do not know whether you will die when you are awake or when you are sleeping. If you are awake, you will make every effort to chant Hari. But if you die in your sleep, you have no control what your mind is thinking. Or if you become sick and become unconscious, and if you die during the time when you are not even aware of your surroundings, being in an unconscious state, how can you think of Hari? That is why they say do Sharanagati. Otherwise, Harinama Smarana, especially in the last minute, Antakale Chamameva Smaran Muktva Kalevaram. Smaran, the mind should focus on Hari and think of Hari. Now, this Ajamila agreed he is a sinner, but Vaikuntha Nama Grahanam Aseshaga Haram Viduhu. Vaikuntha Nama Smarana, that Vaikuntha Nadha, Sriman Narayana Smarana, is enough to wipe out all the sins. Whichever way you want to say, Sanketyam Parihasyam va, Stobham Helanameva va. Even if you are there calling out to a friend, a father, a son, or anyone for that matter, even if it is for fun, even if it is for a song, in the form of a song, even if it is there to make fun of somebody, still, Harinamam in the last minute is the most effective one. Patitaha skhalito bhagnaha sandashtas tapta ahataha. Even when a person is there, when he falls down, when he is sleeping, when his body organs are not working, even when snakes are biting, anytime Hari, 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 you chant Hari, you will not be subjected to Yamadutas, Yamayatanas. For the other karmas, Maharshis have given the Prayashchittam. What are the Prayashchittas for the people to do regularly for wiping out their sins? Taistani aghani puyante tapo dana japadipehi. Na dharmajam tad hrudayam tadapi shankri sevaya. There are three things that are there prescribed for washing out your sins. Doing meditation, tapasya, giving charity, and yourself doing japam. But those sins will only purify the body, but not the mind that is responsible for committing those sins. The mind will still go back to committing those sins because the vasanas are not wiped out. You have cut off only the plants above the ground, but the roots below the ground are still active. Even if you cut off the whole tree above the ground, the roots can still start giving out and giving a new body to the tree. Same way, even though you wash off your sins by yajnam, danam, meditation, danam, and japam, still the vasanas are there, which will force you to do again sins. Whereas Narayana Namasmaranam will not only wipe out your sins, will even clean the mind also. The vasanas can be removed. Now, Ajamila heard all these arguments between the Vishnu Dutas and Yamadutas. Finally, he heard that you are thirsty. There is some liquid in a pot. You do not know whether it is water, you do not know whether it is poison, or you do not know whether it is amritam. You drink it. Even if you don't know it is amritam and you drink it, it will protect you. Same way, Narayana Namasmarana, even if you don't know the potency of Narayana Namasmarana, you do it, you will be saved. Ajamila is contemplating. These Vishnu Dutas could convince the Yamadutas. Yamadutas have taken out the Yamapasham and they left. Ajamila got rid of the Yamapashas. Ajamila prostrated to the Vishnu Dutas. Ajamila wanted to say something, but he could not. And he heard the greatness of Harinama Smarana. Ajamila was thinking in his mind, Yena viplavitam brahma ushalyam jayatatmana. What a stupid I am. How did I become a slave to my senses? How did I end up with that public woman? What happened to all my varnashrama dharmas? How many sins I have committed to earn money? How many unfortunate things I have done? How many panchamahapatakas I have committed? And who are these Mahatmas that came? Where myself a worst sinner, and where these Mahatmas Vishnu Dutas? just by doing a Narayana Namasmarana, even though I did not mean the Supreme Lord Narayana, but my son only. His heart was there, overwhelmed. He realized, Kwa chaham kitavaha papo brahmakno nirapatrapaha Kwacha Narayaneti Atad Bhagavan Namamangalam. He is cursing himself. What kind of a sinner I am? What kind of a crooked fellow I am? What kind of a shameless fellow I am? What kind of a shameless activities I have done, violating my Varnashrama dharmas? And where the Supreme Lord Sriman Narayana's name. Now he is saying, is it the Maya of Bhagavan that made me a slave to that lady? How to get out of it? Bhagavan says, Daivi Shesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Durachaya Mami Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantute. Sharanagati is the only way to attain Bhagavan's Karuna and attain salvation. Constant contemplation on him. Ajamila got purified. Even though Ajamila's association with Mahavishnu's attendants is for a fraction of a few seconds, still that made him realize he developed a detachment. He left everything. Ganga dwaram upeyaya mukta sarvanubandhanaha satasmin devasadane asino yogamashritaha. Ajamila left everything, went to a famous place called Haridwar, and there was sitting there in a temple of Lord Srihari. And with a focused mind, was constantly meditating and was doing his Atmarpanam, Bharasamarpanam, Bharanyasam. And in his meditation, Ajamila could see again the Parshadas that are there in front, that saved him, are there in front of him. And after seeing the Vishnu Parshadas waiting for him to go with them to Sri Vaikuntham, Ajamila took a bath in the Ganga in front of him in Haridwar, and immediately his physical body has disappeared. And he got a body similar to the Vishnu Parshadas. Sakam vihayaso vipro mahapurusha kinkaraihi haimam vimana marakya yayav yatra shreyah patihi. The power of Sharanagati. The four Vishnu Dutas have brought a beautiful golden plane, made Ajamila sit in the
already tuchesa.
Made Ajamila sit in the golden plane and took him to Sri Vaikuntham. Therefore, Shaka Maharshi is saying to Parikshit Maharaja, anyone who chants Vishnu Namas at the time of death is sure to get relieved. Now comes the most important one. Yamadutas have gone to Yamaloka. Now they are now reporting everything back to Yamadharmaraja. Hey Yamadharmaraja, Kati Santi Ha Shastaro Jiva Lokesya Vai Prabho. They are asking, hey Yamadharmaraja, how many judges are there in this world? We thought you are the only judge who will decide the people's punya karmas and papa karmas. You are the one who is giving the punishment, we thought. But when we went to bring Ajamila, As we were taking that Ajamila, he chanted Narayana's names. And the minute he chanted Narayana's names, the four wonderful looking people, Narayane ti abhite ma bhair iti ayar dhrutam. The Vishnu Dutas came, some wonderful looking people came and gave him an assurance. Don't worry, don't be afraid, we are here. Who are those people? Then Yamadharmaraja was saying, Yamadharmaraja said, let me contemplate on the feet of Lord Sriman Narayana. And Yamadharmaraja was started telling them, O servants, listen to me. I am not the Supreme Lord. I am only here in the Panchabhautika Prakriti to dispense justice. But there is another Supreme Lord who even appoints me. That Supreme Lord is the one who can control the creation, maintenance, and dissolution. Just as a person who wants to tame a bull will try to put a small rope through the septum of its nose, and that is connected to another rope, and then the person controls the bulls in which direction they have to go, what to do, what not to do. The same way the Supreme Lord Sriman Narayana has given the small ropes to control us, like the controller of the bulls will put a thread through the septum of its nose, and then that thread is connected to a bigger thread and he holds the reins. Same way, the Varnashrama dharmas are the simple ropes for us, for Narayana to tie us up. And through that, the thicker rope or the bigger rope is the Vedavani. Vedas are the ones that control us. Now you are thinking that am I not the Supreme Lord? You are thoroughly mistaken. I am only one of the intermediary controllers, not the Supreme Authority. Remember, Aham Mahindro Nirutihi Pracheta, Saumo Agnihi Ishaha Pavano Arkaha Virinchaha, Aditya Vishwe Vasavo Adha Sadhya Marudgana Rudragana. Yamadutas, remember, listen to me. Myself, Yama, Indra, Nirruti, Varuna, Ashtadikpalakas, Chandra, Agni, Shankara, Vayu, Surya, Brahma, Dwadasha Adityas, Vishwe Devatas, Ashtavasus, Sadhyas, 49 Maruts, Siddhas, Ekadasha Rudras, and the Prajapatis like Bhrigu, etc. All the important Devatas, we are all subjected to the Maya of that Supreme Lord called Sriman Narayana. What else we want as the authoritative statement other than from Yamadharmaraja? Hari is a Sarva Swatantra. Hari is the Supreme Lord of Maya. The Bhagavata dharmas created by Bhagavan, Hari establishes dharma. When even the Devi Devatas cannot contemplate completely on what is dharma and what is not, how can the ordinary human beings contemplate on them? No Devi Devata can even understand the great dharmas of Narayana. Remember, A few people are there aware of it, namely Brahma, Narada, Shankara, Sanat Kumara, Kapila, Swayambhava Manu, Prahlada, Janaka, Bhishma, Bali, Shuka, myself, Yamadharmaraja. Only we know the dharmas, not even the Devi Devatas. Swayambhuhu Narada Shambhuhu, Kumara Kapilo Manuhu, Prahlado Janako Bhishmo, Balihi Vayasakir Vayam. In this world, Ajamila might have called his own son's name by calling him Narayana. In spite of that, in the last minute, who can think of Narayana is sure to get moksham. I am giving you, remember. Do not ever go to those people who have taken Sharanagati. You bring them here. Naisha Vayam Nacha Vayaha Prabhuvamadande. If you go to those people who did Sharanagati at the feet of Lord Srimad Narayana and maintain their Sharanagati to Pativrata Bhavam with no Anya Devata Samparkam and no Bhagavata Pacharam, by any chance, if you bring them here, myself have no jurisdiction. Even death has no jurisdiction over them. Only Sriman Narayana and Vishnu Dutas have jurisdiction over them. No one, no prapanna will ever go to Naraka if they can maintain their Sharanagati. It is up to you. Only those who are there in the Samsara Trishna will go to Narakam. Not those people who are fortunate to do Sharanagati and maintain that Sharanagati with the Pativrata Bhavam. They will never go to Narakam. Therefore, do not bring them ever here. If you see them, do namaskaram to them. He is praying, may Narayana forgive the Yamadutas if by any chance they are hurting the Sharanagatas. Nama Purushaya Bhumne, Narayanaha Swapurushair, Yada Satkrutam Naha. Now Yamadharmaraja is asking, hey Sriman Narayana, forgive myself and my attendants without knowing that this Ajamila chanted Narayana in the last minute. They were about to bring him. Forgive us. And he is saying, Krishnangli Padmabadhvit na punar visrushta. As we are going to see in Prahlad Charitra, those people who are enjoying the nectar from the feet of the Supreme Lord Sriman Narayana will never think of going to other Kshudra Devatas. And the Yamadutas, having heard the greatness of the people who did Sharanagati, were extremely scared. Because Yamadharmaraja said, when they come, you may be wondering, how do they know that somebody did Sharanagati? How do they know we cannot touch them? Very simple. Those people who did Sharanagati would have had Shankha Chakra Mudras on their shoulders. Even if you are wearing clothes, they have X-ray eyes they can see through. The minute they see the Shankha Chakra Mudras on your shoulders, and the minute you have not violated the Bhagavata Dharmas, they will do namaskaram to you and go. What else you want? Not to go to hell. That is how we know the greatness of doing Sharanagati and the greatness of Vishnu Nama Smarana, especially in the last minutes. That is why Ajamila Upakhyanam has such a special place. And now comes, how come the devotees of Srimad Narayana will be maintaining Pativrata Bhakti? That is given by Prahlada. Now we know the twin children, Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu of the Hiranyaksha was killed by Bhagavan Srihari in the form of Varaha. Now Hiranyakashipu thought, if there is somebody who is going to kill me, how can I become a terror to the whole world? I must take revenge on this Narayana. Therefore, let me do tapasya. Hiranyakashipu thought, let me go for tapasya. Hiranyakashipu thought, I must become Ajayeya. I must conquer my death. How can I do that? Hiranyakashipu went for meditation. He went to the hill called Mandharachala. He was there standing on one foot. He lifted both his hands into the sky, was only looking Urdhva Drishti. And after some time of his tapasya, a kind of a heat, a kind of a radiation, a kind of an immense, unbearable heat started coming out of his body, coming out of his head. That was there, scorching even the Urdhvalokas. And for that heat that is there coming out of the body of the Hiranyakashipu, even Devi Devatas were scared. They went to Brahmaloka. They complained, hey Devadeva, hey Brahma, we could not bear the heat coming from the Hiranyakashipu's tapasya. Please do something to help us. And that is when Brahmadeva came. Now, Brahmadeva came along with the Bhrigu, Daksha, Prajapatis to Hiranyakashipu. When even Brahmadeva could not see where is Hiranyakashipu, because where Hiranyakashipu's body was there were all snake pits. There was all grass growing all around. And Hiranyakashipu physically had no body, no skin, nothing. The ants have eaten all his body. Only the Divya Tejas from his body is there seen. Brahmadeva appreciated Hiranyakashipu's tapasya. Who can survive without even drinking water for 100 years and do tapasya like you? And Brahma sprinkled the water from his kamandalam. And because of the supremacy of the water from Brahma's kamandala, all those bushes and the snake pits were cleared, and Hiranyakashipu's divine glittering body came out. Hiranyakashipu started asking Brahmadeva for boons. He is asking, if you are pleased with my samasya, with my tapasya, yadi dasyasya abhimatan varan me varadottama bhutebhyastad visrushtebhyo mruchir mabhur mama prabho na antar bahir diva naktam anyasyadapi chayudhaihi na bhumau na ambare mruchir na narai na mrugairapi vyasubhi vasumadbhirva surasura mahoragaihi apratidvanvantvam yuddhe aikapachyam cha dehinam. Hiranyakashipu asked for all contradictory boons. Hey Brahmadeva, if you are pleased with me, give me the boons. Namely, I should not die. Either my death should not be at the hands of a human being or an animal. I should not die either inside a house or outside a house. I should not die during the daytime or night time. I should not have death on the ground. I should not die in the sky. I should not die with any weapon. I should not die with anything that has life. I should not die with anything that doesn't have life, like astras and shastras. All this kind of contradictory boons Hiranyakashipu got from Brahmadeva. And Brahmadeva said, Hiranyakashipu, the boons that you have asked for are unimaginable, impossible, but still being pleased with your tapasya, I am granting all of them. And Hiranyakashipu became extremely arrogant and started winning over everyone that he can come across, whether it is Maharajas or Devatas, Gandharvas, Garudas, Yakshas, Kinnaras, Pitradevatas, Pishachas, Bhutapratis, everyone he defeated. He went even to Indralokam. He could just replace Indra and sit on the Indra Simhasanam and enjoy the Indralokam. Hiranyakashipu became so powerful that he became the lord of Swargalokam also. Now, except for the three deities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankara, every Devi Devata became the attendants of Hiranyakashipu, ready to serve him with gifts. Such was the power of Hiranyakashipu. Devi Devatas unable to bear the torture of Hiranyakashipu. Anyatra labdha sharanaha sharanam yayurachyutam. They all went and begged Sriman Narayana to protect them. And that Supreme Lord Sriman Narayana, without even showing his form, as a Asharidavani, Akashavani, hey Devi Devatas, you don't have to worry about this Hiranyakashipu. I know the atrocities committed by Hiranyakashipu. Remember, whenever Devatas are hurt, whenever Vedas are not obeyed, whenever cows and Veda Vidwans are there in trouble, when good people, Sadhu Purushas are in trouble, whenever Annadvesham and Brahmadvesham happens, their downfall is a certain. Hiranyakashipu's son, Prahlada, When Hiranyakashipu starts hurting his own son Prahlada, who will be a Bhagavatottama, even though Brahma has given him all the boons, I will still wipe out Hiranyakashipu, for he is committing Bhagavatapacharam. Devatas are happy. Now Hiranyakashipu came back to his life and had children. Prahlada was always immersed in Haridhyanam, Haridhyanam. At one point of time, Hiranyakashipu was thinking, is my son Prahlada having any autism? Because he was behaving like a child with autism, not responding because he was there, completely focused on Hari, Hari, Hari. Krishna graha gruhitatma naveda jagadidrusham. That Srimad Narayana's anugraham is there, completely filling Prahlada's heart. When Prahlada, whatever he is doing, Astinaha, Paryatan, Ashnan, Shayanaha, Prapiban, Bruvan, Nanu Sandhatta Etani, Govinda Paridambhitaha, Pani Ambulu Travachun Kudutsuzun. When he was eating, when he was drinking something, when he was sitting, when he was walking, when he was sleeping, when he was lying down, every time he is enjoying, thinking of that Hari. He is there in a world of himself, so others are mistaking he may be having some kind of an autism. Sometimes he used to laugh, enjoying the divine sportive activities of Srimad Narayana. Sometimes he used to cry. Sometimes he used to sing. Sometimes he used to roll, enjoying the presence of Hari all around him. As he was there enjoying the glories of Narayana, sometimes tears started rolling down his cheeks. Now Hiranyakashipu thought, this boy needs some kind of education. Therefore, he called the two sons of Shukracharya, the Rakshasa Guru, Chanda and Amarka. Paurohityaya Bhagavan Vrittaha Kavyaha Kilasuraihi Chanda Amarkau Sutautasya Daityaraja Gruhantike. Inviting the two sons of Shukracharya, Chanda and Amarka, Hiranyakashipu handed over his son Prahlada for instruction. And he gave them strict instructions. Teach him only political science. Teach him only economics. Do not ever teach him anything about that Narayana, with the strict instructions. And as Prahlada was handed over to the teachers, Prahlada was not at all interested in the teachings of his teachers. His mind was there completely focused on Hari. Because Prahlada was thinking these teachers are teaching him only the Laukika Dharmas, but not the Paramardhika Dharmam. After a few months, Hiranyakashipu was curious how his son is doing. He wanted to see something like a progress card. He invited Chanda and Amarka to bring his son Prahlada. And Hiranyakashipu asked, my dear child, whatever you have learned, whatever you think is the best, can you tell me in one line or one sentence or one verse what all you have learned? That's it. Prahlada started saying, my dear father, tat sadhu manye suravarya dehinam sada samuddigna dhyam asadgrahat hitvatmapatam gruhamandhakupam vanam gato yad harimashrayeta. My dear father, unfortunate people being subjected to the Vishnu Maya, are completely drowned in the samsaram. And for such people who are there almost falling down in the well that is there covered by grass, the best thing for them to get out of the samsara bandhas is to go to the forest, serve Bhagavatas, and do Sharanagati at the feet of Narayana. That is the essence of what all I have studied. ఇళ్లను చీకటి నూతి లోపలంద్రెళ్ళక మీరు మేమను మతి భ్రమణంబున కిన్లై ప్రవర్తిల్లక సర్వమున్నతని దివ్య కళామయమంచు విష్ణునం దుల్లము చేర్చితారడవి నుండుట మేలు నిశాచరగ్రణి, he said. My dear father, forget about all these things. This is like a dark well covered with grass. People are there falling victims to this Maya. Therefore, get out of the samsara bandhanas. Do Bhagavata Seva and do Sharanagati and attain moksham. That is what I have studied. The minute Prahlada started talking about Vishnu Bhakti and Sharanagati, Hiranyakashipu got very angry. He diverted his anger completely onto the two teachers, Chanda and Namarka, the sons of Shukracharya. Are you my well-wishers or are you my enemies? If not, I requested you to teach the Laukika Vishayas to my son. Why are you teaching him the Paramarthika Vishayas? The teachers asked for forgiveness and said, we never taught this kind of things. Please give us one more chance. We will correct Prahlada. Now, they were actually asking Prahlada, please, why are you talking about Hari, Hari? Don't you know your father hates Hari? How did you get hold of this Hari so well? They were asking. And Prahlada is telling their teachers, Drishtastasmai Bhagavate Namaha. My dear teachers, people whose minds are there fascinated by the material world, they are subjected to Maya and they forget Vishnu. But those people who can overcome the Maya will always do absolute surrender at the feet of Lord Srimad Narayana. Because of the animal way of thinking, human beings are thinking I and my. I am that I am doing, my family, my children. This kind of wisdom is that of an animal. Only when those who do Sharanagati, that animal instincts will go away from us. Now, only those people who are there in Ajnanam, they are thinking I am kind of a different kind of a child. No. I am telling you, my dear teachers, Inumu ayaskanta sannidhinetlu. He says, my dear teachers, yada brahmyatayo brahman swayam akarsha sannidhau tadha me bhijyate chetaha chakrapaneha yadruchaya. My dear teachers, if there is a powerful magnet, all the iron pieces are there attracted, they are dragged. Therefore, that Vishnu Sannidhi is attracting me, is dragging me. Now, the teachers are there begging Prahlada. The teachers are saying, get a stick, let us give him punishment so that Prahlada will listen to what we say. Chanda and Namarka are thinking, this child is a misfit in the Rakshasa Vamsham. If this Daitya Vamsham is like a sandalwood forest, this Prahlada is like a thorny bush. Let us eliminate this thorny bush. The teachers started threatening Prahlada. The teachers started giving punishment to Prahlada. But Prahlada did not pay attention to Dharma, Artha, Kama. He is focusing only on moksha. Again, Hiranyakashipu wanted to know how Prahlada is doing. Looking at the attitude of Prahlada, Chanda and Namarka thought this time they are safe. They brought Prahlada to their mother Kayadu or Leelavati. And Leelavati gave him a wonderful bath, decorated him with nice jewelry, and brought him to Hiranyakashipu. Prahlada, even though he knows Hiranyakashipu is not following any Bhagavata Dharma, because of the relationship as a father, he prostrated to his father. Hiranyakashipu was extremely happy, kept Prahlada in his lap, and asked Prahlada, in a very, very affectionate tone, my dear child Prahlada, tell me something that you enjoy most. In what all you studied, which is the topic of your interest? Explain that to me. Prahlada started, my dear father, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnoh Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atmanivedanam Iti Pumsarpita Vishnu Bhaktische Navalakshanaha Krete Bhagavat Yadha Tan Manye Adhita Muttamam. Prahlada gave his final recipe. My dear father, there are 9 ways you can get out of this samsara sagaram. Do you want to get out of the samsara sagaram? Practice any one of the 9 forms of bhakti. Shravanam, listen to the glories of Krishna. Kirtanam, glorify the Supreme Lord Krishna. Smaranam, meditate, think of that Supreme Lord Krishna. Padasevanam, worship the Supreme Lord Krishna. Archanam, chant his names and offer flowers. Vandanam, prostrate before the Lord. Dasyam, do every kind of service to Krishna. Sakhyam, become the best friend of Krishna. Atmanivedanam, the one and the only one. Atmanivedanam, offer your Jivatma to that Paramatma. Sharanagati, Bharasamarpanam, Bharanyasam. These are the 9 ways, my dear father, that you can attach yourself to the Paramatma. Hiranyakashipu got very angry with the teachers again. Are you Brahmanas or Brahmabandhus? Are you really priests or are you there pretending to be priests? Chanda and Namarka said, Namat pranitam navara pranitam. My dear king, Tappulu levu mavalana, we have not committed any mistake. We never taught this child the apavarga margam, moksha margam. We only taught him the first 3 purusharthas, dharma, artha, kama. We do not know where your son is learning all these things. We do not know whether Prahlada got it as his Janmantara Samskaram or Swata Siddham. When Guru said they have not taught, Hiranyakashipu started asking his child, Where are you getting this knowledge? Now Prahlada is starting his own philosophy, namely, my dear father, చర్విత చర్వణులైన వారికి చెచ్చర పుట్టునే పరుడు చెప్పిననైన నిజెచ్చనైన ఏమిచ్చిననైన కానులకు నేగిననైన హరి ప్రబోధముల్. My dear father, you are asking where from I am getting. If people are there doing punah punaha charvita charvananam, if people are there interested only in material comforts and benefits, they are like charvita charvanam. Back home, you would have eaten some sugar cane. You get the sugar cane, you remove that hard skin with your teeth, and you keep on chewing it. You swallow all the juice, and the fiber, you spit it out. You wait for 5 minutes, some ants started coming to them, to the fiber that you already spat on the ground. Immediately you are thinking, my God, ants are coming. There is some more juice. You are picking up the waste fiber that you spat out a few minutes back, again picking it up and putting in your mouth, and again you are chewing. You get little bit of juice again, you swallow that and you spit it out again. After a few minutes, you saw flies are there flocking to that. Oh my God, even second time I threw it out, still there is some juice. Again you are picking it up and again you are chewing for the minuscule of that taste. Charvita charvanam. For this kind of people who are there repeatedly making mistake after mistake and going after material comforts, will they ever come to Hari Bhakti? Will they ever get that Hari Bhajana? Even if somebody is there telling them, or on their own accord, or even if they go to the forest. Therefore, Father, develop Hari Bhakti that will save you. People are there interested only in the first three Purusharthas. Dharmam, Ardham, Kamam. They do Veda Vihita Karmas only to get Swargalokam. But those people, you want to get out of the Purva Karmas, there is only one way, my dear father, you can get out of the karma. Akinchana Vaishnavangri Samstobhirajasitrunu Samhrita Karburu Tanaveshwara Mahiyasam Padarajobhishekam Nishkinchananam Navrunita Yavat. Akinchana Vaishnavangri Samstana Rajobhishiktulunu Samhrita Karmuru Danaveshwara. My dear father, there is only one way you can overcome your karma, you can wipe out your karma. Take the dust from the feet of Mahabhagavatas and keep it on your head. The dust from the feet of Mahabhagavatas is sure to purify anyone and everyone. When you go to the temples, why do you prostrate? The idea in prostrating for men and for the ladies kneeling and then bending down, the forehead should touch the ground, because Mahatmas might have visited the temple. The dust from their feet might have fallen in the temple. And when you do the namaskaram, Sashtanga namaskaram for men, or the ladies doing on their knees, the forehead touching the ground, the dust from the feet of great Bhagavatas might be there on the floor. And when that dust sticks onto your forehead, that is the only way you can overcome your karma. Do that, my dear father. Take the dust from the feet of great Bhagavatas and keep it on your head to wipe out all your negative karma. Bhagavat Bhaktas Akinchanas. Akinchana, one who thinks he is the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. Tvad bhrutya bhrutya paricharaka bhrutya bhrutya bhrutyasya bhrutya itimam smara lokanathaha. A pure devotee always thinks, Krishna, I am not even worth calling your devotee. Will you be pleased to consider myself as the servant of the servant of the servant of your last servant Krishna? Tvad bhrutya bhrutya paricharaka bhrutya bhrutya bhrutyasya bhrutya itimam smara lokanathaha. When a Bhagavata becomes so humble, then only they become eligible to receive the mercy of the Lord. So, my dear father, you focused your attention on how to attain salvation. You are asking me to come back to the material world. How do you expect me to come back to the material world, my dear father? మందార మకరంద మాధుర్యమునదేలు మధుపంబు బోగునే మదనములకు నిర్మల మందాకిని వీచికల దూగు రాయంచజరునే తరంగిణులకు లలిత రసాల పల్లవ ఖాదియై సొక్కు కోయిల సేరునే కుటచములకు పూర్ణేందు చంద్రికా స్ఫురిత చకోరకం బరగునే సాంద్ర నిహారములకు అంబుజోదర దివ్య పాదార వింద చింతనామృత పాన విశేష మత్త చిత్తము ఏ రీతి నితరంబు చేరనేర్చు. మై డియర్ ఫాదర్, హౌ డు యు ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ మీ టు కమ్ బ్యాక్ టు దిస్ very mean material comforts and sense gratification? That particular honey bee which is enjoying the celestial nectar from mandara flowers will never come to the roadside flowers. That particular royal swan enjoying a swim in the beautiful waves of the pure waters of Ganga will never think of coming to the roadside canals. That particular wonderful nightingale enjoying the fresh leaves of a mango tree will never eat any leaf that is there available in a forest. That chakora bird, that bird chakori, enjoying the moonlight as its only food. Purnendu chandrika spurita chakorakam baragune sandra niharamulaku. That chakori enjoying only the moon rays as its food. Will it ever mistake the white snow as the moonlight and go? Same way, my mind, which is completely immersed in enjoying the celestial nectar, not only enjoying, my mind that is intoxicated with the celestial nectar from the feet of Lord Srimad Narayana. How do you expect it to come to other mundane things? No way. Hiranyakashipu got outraged. Don't you know that Vishnu is our enemy? Don't you know that Vishnu killed your uncle Hiranyaksha? How do you think of that Hari? He called his servants, put him to torture, subject him to unimaginable torture. Let him forget about Hari. Let him come back to my way of thinking. The servants has no choice but to take Prahlada and subject him to torture. They started cutting Prahlada's body into pieces. Not even a drop of blood comes out and his body is again coming back intact. They put him in burning fire. Prahlada is not hurt, could walk out freely. They dumped him in the oceans. Prahlada could walk out freely out from the water. They dropped him dead from the top of a hill. Prahlada is not even hurt, got up and started walking. Every imaginable torture they have subjected to, but Prahlada is not hurt. Hiranyakashipu got unimaginable elephants and made them trample over Prahlada. Nothing happened to Prahlada, not even a rib is broken. Hiranyakashipu got hundreds of most vicious snakes, put them in a pit, and dumped Prahlada in the snake pit. Nothing happened. Mrudu Bhuta Dharadhinadham, other than chanting Narayana, Prahlada never even said, Narayana, protect me, because he's so confident. Narayana will protect him. Why do I have to remind him? Hiranyakashipu got Krutcha, a demon. She could not hurt. Hiranyakashipu got Shambarasura's Maya Pashas. They could not hurt Prahlada. Anything and everything what he did, nothing could hurt Prahlada. Now Hiranyakashipu is thinking, who is protecting Prahlada? Where from he is getting his strength? Prahlada, Hiranyakashipu is contemplating, is my death going to come through Prahlada? Again, when Prahlada was brought back to the teacher's house, Chanda and Amarka were asking Prahlada, other classmates were asking Prahlada, you tell us, you are also of our age group. Where did you get this kind of Hari Bhakti? Who taught you? Prahlada is telling his friends, Durlabham Manusham Janma, Tad Api Adhruvam Ardhadam. My dear classmates, do not listen to these teachers. They are teaching only the first three Purusharthas, Dharmam, Ardham, Kamam. This is not eternal. Moksham alone is eternal. It is very difficult to get a human birth. After many, many births as animals, birds, reptiles, trees, you get a human birth. And that too, having obtained a human birth, you do not know when death will come and visit you. Therefore, Yadesha Sarvabhutanam Priya Atmeshwaraha Suhrutat Vishnoho Padopasarpanam. The best of the best thing that you can do, having taken a human birth, is to do that Sharanagati at the feet of Mahavishnu. Therefore, when difficulties are there coming to us without our praying for them, why don't you expect if you have the Purva Karma Phalam, you will get happiness also? Why do you want to waste your prayers asking for happiness? Use your prayers. Na tadha vindate kshemam mukunda charanam bhujam. There is no greater prayer for you to do than doing your Atmarpanam and the feet of Lord Sri Mahavishnu. Remember, our life is wasted in a various ways. Pumsoho varshashatam hyahyu tadardham chajitatmanaha nishpalam yadasau ratram shetendham praptitasamaha mugdhasya bale kaumare kridato yati vimshatihi jaraya grastadehasya yati akalpasya vimshatihi. My dear friends, in our life, 50% of it, of the 100 years that we are going to live, if we are thinking, 50% of it is gone there as waste. Because most often we'll be sleeping in the night in Tamo Guna. Half of our life is wasted. And in our childhood, we do not know how we have completed our childhood, how we have completed our teenage. By the time we realize, we have completed 20 years of age. 20 years is already gone. And once we become old, we become completely helpless. And another 20 years is wasted in our old age. So, the only time that you can think of Hari Hari and do Hari Pada Seva is between your 20s and 60s. Until 20 as a child, you did not even know how the time just went by. After 60, things are not there in your hands. How time is going to go by, you cannot control. When you are hale and healthy, Do that Sharanagati, that Narayana will protect you. If not, just as a person is there, attracted to the nice, innocent words of the children, people are there falling for the Maya. The five Jnanendriyas are there constantly overpowering us and making us slaves. Namely, Tvak Chakshus Jihva Shotra Ghranas. The skin always wants to have something pleasant. The eyes want to have always something pleasant. The ears want to hear always something pleasant. The eyes want to see only those things that are pleasant. The nose wants only pleasant fragrances. The tongue wants only tasty food. But that is not what the senses are for. A person who is addicted to sense gratification will just become a puppet. And just as the player is there making them dance, we are also dancing. Therefore, the best thing for all of you is Upeta Narayanam Adidevam Samukta Sangaihi Ishitopa Vargaha Na Hyachutam Prinayato Brahmayaso Asuratmaja. The only way you can please Sriman Narayana is by doing Sharanagati. He is saying, Nalam Dvijatvam na Devatvam na Rushitvam va Aruna Asuratmajaha Prinanaya Mukundasya Bhaktir Anyat Vidambanam. If you are thinking you are born in a priestly family, don't be sure moksham is automatic. If you are thinking you are a Devi Devata, you are not guaranteed salvation. If you are thinking you are doing meditation, your moksham is not guaranteed. Just do Sharanagati alone that can give you moksham. Narayano Narasakaha Kila Naradaya. This supreme dharma of Sharanagati was told by Narayana to Narada. Now, when my father went for tapasya, Indra was afraid that my mother Leelavati or Kayadu, who was expecting me, what kind of a child will be born and what kind of a problem she will create to Indra. Indra wanted to kidnap Leelavati, Hiranyakashipu's wife, and kill the child as soon as the child is born. In between, Narada came, chided Indra for doing this kind of a nasty things, and took my mother to his ashramam and taught her. But my mother being a woman, that too pregnant, afraid that she is alone, my father went for tapasya, was not focusing on what Narada Maharshi was telling. I was the one who was there in the womb of my mother. And I was the one who learned everything about Atma, which is Nitya, Avinashi, Shuddha, Eka, Kshetrajna, Ashraya, Nirvikara, Swayam Prakasha, Sarvakarana, Vyapaka, Asanga, Avarana Rahita. These are some of the great qualities of Atma. Atmo Nityaha, Avyayaha, Shuddhaha, Ekaha, Kshetrajna, Ashrayaha, Avikriyaha, Swadbhak, Hetur Vyapakaha, Asangi, Anavrataha. एतैर् द्वादशभिः विद्यान् आत्मनो लक्षणैः परैः नैनं छिन्नन्ति शस्त्राणि नैनं दहति पावकः न चैनं क्लेदयन् चापो न शोषयति मारुतः अच्छेद्योऽयमदाह्योऽयम् अक्लेद्यो शोषय एव च नित्यः सर्वगतस्थाणुः अचलोऽयं सनातनः. The Atma doesn't have birth, Atma doesn't have death. I and my are only midya bhavas. Only because of Maya we are subjected to I and my. Therefore, focus your attention. on that Supreme Lord Sriman Narayana. Now, the teachers Chanda and Namarka were so afraid that Prahlada is not only focusing on Narayana, he is even changing all his classmates to become Haribhaktas. They went and complained to Hiranyakashipu that they can no longer manage Prahlada. Hiranyakashipu brought Prahlada and threatened him, "Where is your Narayana? Where are you getting your strength from?" Prahlada boldly replied, "Balayutuలకు దుర్బలులకు బలమివ్వడు నీకు నాకు బ్రహ్మాదులకు." My dear father, you are asking, where am I getting my strength? Where are you getting your strength? Where is Brahma getting his strength? Where are the 33 crores of Devi Devatas getting their strength? The same strength Narayana is my strength. Where is your Narayana? Prahlada said, what kind of a question is this? If you do not know the answer for a question, it is understandable. But you don't even know how to ask a question. What kind of a question is this? Where is Narayana? That's not the right question. Where he is not, he is there everywhere. He is Sarvantaryami. ఇందుగలడందులేడని సందేహములదు చక్రి సర్వోపగతుండెందెందు వెదకి సూచన అందందేగలడు దానవగ్రని వింటే. When Prahlada boldly declared, you want to see Narayana, you can see wherever you want. You can see in yourself, you can see in myself, you can see in the world, you can see in the water, you can see in the sky, you can see in the building, you can see in the fire, you can see in anything and everything. When Prahlada declared so boldly, Vishnu Shabdam means Sarvavyapi Vishnu. If he is not Sarvavyapi, he cannot be called Vishnu, he cannot be called Bhagavan. Bhagavan was surprised at the Mahavishwasam of Prahlada, and Bhagavan himself is doing some soul searching. How great this Prahlada is that he could visualize that I am present everywhere. By any chance, if Hiranyakashipu wants to see me anything, am I there or not? Bhagavan himself is doing some soul searching. Now, when Hiranyakashipu got that reply from Prahlada, you can see Narayana wherever you want. Khadgam pragruhyot patito varasanat stambham tatadati balaha swamushtina. Hiranyakashipu got up from his throne, took a huge sword into his hands, came towards a pillar that is there in front of him, and hit it. That's it. It looks as though the whole world is breaking apart. Yam vai swadhistopagatam tvaj adayaha shrutva swadhamapi ayam angamenire savikraman putravadhe purojasa nishamya nirghadrama purvamadbhutam. Bhagavan Srihari appeared from that huge pillar. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Dasha Dishas are just shaken. Bhambhajyamana Shabdas were there all over the skies. Pralayavela Sambhuta Saptaskandha Bandhura Samirana Sanghatita Jogushyamana Mahabalahavarga Nirgata Nibida Nishthura Dussaha Nirghata Sangha Nirghosha Nikasha Chata Chata Spata Spata Dhvani Pramuka Bhayankara Rava Punja Janjanyamanaha. The whole world is there crackling apart. Bhagavan Srihari appeared as the most unimaginable Nrsimhadeva, honoring every blessing given by Brahma to Hiranyakashipu. Neither a man nor an animal, half man below the neck, above the neck, completely the head of a lion. Neither the daytime nor the night time, Sandhya time. There is no sun to call it a day. The stars have not yet appeared. You cannot call it a night. The Sandhya, the twilight zone. Hiranyakashipu came to fight. Bhagavan played with Hiranyakashipu for just a minute and dragged Hiranyakashipu. Neither inside the house or outside the house he cannot die. Bhagavan sat at the doorstep, which is half inside and half outside. Hiranyakashipu wanted, he cannot die on the ground and he cannot die in the sky. Bhagavan sat there at the doorstep and dragged Hiranyakashipu and laid him flat in his lap. His feet are not touching the ground. He is not vertical. His head is not in the sky. He is lying down horizontal in Narasimha's lap. No weapon can kill him. Nothing with life or without life can kill him. That time, Bhagavan Sriman Narasimha engaged Sudarshana to be in his nails. So, hiding Sudarshana in his nails, Bhagavan Srihari, nobody can say nails are a weapon. Nobody can say nails have life, because you cut your body elsewhere, it will bleed, it is pain. But you are cutting your nails, you are not having any pain. So there is no life. You cannot say there is no life. The nails keep growing. So if they have no life, how can they keep growing? So it is a gray area whether nails have life or not. So Bhagavan Srihari employed Sudarshana to be there hidden in his nails, tore open the intestines of the stomach of Hiranyakashipu, took out the intestines, put them as a garland, Antramala, and Hiranyakashipu is dead. And when Hiranyakashipu is dead, the whole Sabha Mandapam was there shaken. Brahma, the Devatas have appeared. Brahma came to pacify Nrsimhadeva. Brahma says, Sataha Asmi Anantaya Duranta Shaktaye Vichitra Viryaya Pavitra Karmane Vishwasa Sargasthi Samyaman Gunahi Swaliliya Sandhate Vyatmane. Brahmadeva offered his prayers. Bhagavan is not pacified. Shankara came and offered his prayers. Kopakalo Yugantaste Hatoyam Asuro Alpakaha Tatsutam Pyahupasrutam Bhaktam Te Bhaktavatsala. Shankara offered his prayers. Bhagavan is not pacified. Indra came and offered his prayers. Muktihi Tesham Nahi Bahumata Narasimha Paraihi Kim. Hey Nrsimhadeva, other than you, who can give moksham? And for your devotees, they don't even care about moksham. That's why Mahatma Vedanta Desika says, Vaikuntha Vasepi Name Bhilashaha. Krishna, what do I do by coming to Vaikuntham? As long as you have given me the blessed service to serve you, I am sitting with you, eating with you, sleeping with you, playing with you, feeding you, bathing you. Why do I need Vaikuntham, Krishna? I can as well be anywhere as long as I think of you. Vaikuntha Vasepi Name Bhilashaha. Indra says, Krishna, hey Nrsimhadeva, your servants, they don't even care about Vaikuntham. Bhagavan is not pleased yet. He is still angry. All the great rishis came. Sharanyapala Raksha Gruhita Vapusha Punaraswamamstaha. Hey Prabhu, one who is pleased only with the Sharanagati. Apara Karunambudhe Analochita Visesha Seshaloka Sharanya. Hey Prabhu, you are the only refuge for every devotee. If they want to do Sharanagati, the only person who is a fit to accept our Sharanagati is only you and you and you only. All the Maharshis prayed. Pitru Devatas came and prayed. Tirtha Samayepi Api Bhakti Lambuhu. Pitru Devatas were telling, Hey Nrsimhadeva, this Hiranyakashipu deprived even the Pitru Devatas of the sesame seeds and the water the devotees offering to their forefathers. And you saved Prahlada, and you saved us. Bhagavan is not yet pacified. Siddhas glorified, Vidyadharas glorified, Nagas glorified, Munis glorified, Prajapatis glorified, Gandharvas glorified, Charanas glorified, Yakshas glorified, Manus glorified. See how many class of Devatas. Kimpurushas glorified, Vaitalikas glorified, Kinnaras glorified, Vishnu Parshadas glorified. Bhagavan is still not out of his anger. Not because Bhagavan is angry. Bhagavan is angry not at all because of his personal nature. Bhagavan is angry because a Bhagavata is subjected to unimaginable torture. Devi Devatas realized they cannot pacify Bhagavan Srihari as Nrsimha. They went and begged Mahalakshmi to pacify. Sakshat Sri Preshita Devair Drushta Tan Mahatbhutam Adrushtashta Purvatvat So Nopayaya Shankita. Even Mahalakshmi was hesitating to approach Nrsimhadeva because she was thinking, this kind of form, this kind of Ugra Rupa, I am never used to. Even Mahalakshmi, even after being begged by Devatas, was hesitating to approach Nrsimhadeva. So Brahmadeva had no choice but to come to Prahlada and say, hey Prahlada, he is Bhakta Vatsala. You go to Nrsimhadeva, you pacify him. Bhagavatottama Prahlada came and prostrated to Lord Nrsimhadeva. The minute Bhagavan saw Prahlada, his heart melted with unimaginable affection. Bhagavan literally lifted Prahlada, blessed Prahlada with his divine hands. The minute Bhagavan blessed Prahlada with his Karasparsha, Prahlada got the Paramatma Tattvam, the Parabhakti, Parajnana, Parabhakti Yutaha. Prahlada became the owner of Parabhakti, Parajnana, Paramabhakti. Prahlada just caught hold of the lotus feet of Lord Nrsimhadeva in his heart. And Prahlada is praying to Lord Srihari, Hey Prabhu, why Brahmadi Devatas, Rishis, Munis, etc., in spite of their having Sattva Guna, still the Ananta Kalyana Gunagana, you, they could not pacify you. Where after all myself, a child, having been born in an Asura family, can I please you, Bhagavan Srihari? That Supreme Lord Srihari, that Gajendra Vatsala, when Prahlada said, when Brahma, Rudra, Indradi Devatas cannot please you, cannot pacify you, where after all a small child can pacify you, Bhagavan has just melted for the humility of Prahlada. Because Bhagavan is Bhavanti Parasya Pumso Bhaktya Tutosha Bhagavan Gajayudhapaya. Prahlada said, Hey Prabhu Srihari, as you have saved Gajendra only because of pure and unalloyed devotion, which is referred to as Sharanagati. Other than that, no one can please you, Bhagavan. And if a person is having all the qualities, Veda Vedanga Veda, but if that person is not attached to the lotus feet of Sri Hari, he is in no way superior to even an untouchable who had absolute faith in Hari and did Sharanagati. So do not ever think we are born as Brahmins or we do meditation, we do that puja, we do yogas, we are close to Bhagavan. No way. Prahlada says the only thing that can save us is unalloyed devotion, practicing bhakti yoga, accepting one of the 32 Brahma Vidyas from an Acharya and doing Upasana or If you feel incapable of doing even the bhakti yoga, doing Sharanagati is the only thing that can please. Bhagavan, even though he is Paripurna Kama, it is only to please his devotees he will accept their worship. Therefore, hey Parandhama, your killing my father is justified. He did so many apacharas. Hey Prabhu, I am not afraid of you. I know your looks are there showering mercy on me. He was turning to the Devi Devatas and saying, why are you afraid that here Bhagavan is there angry? Look at him. His looks are so merciful. He is showering all his mercy. Prabhu, I am not afraid of anything except I am afraid of this samsara sagaram. I am afraid of this maya. Please get me out of it. The only thing, bless me with unalloyed devotion to your feet. Prabhu, bless me. Father, may you bless me that I will always be associated with the pure Bhagavatas who only talk about that. Yes, Sam, I'll come back to question and answers in just a few minutes. Therefore, accept me. Now, Bhagavan is saying, Prahlada, I am very much pleased with you. Ask anything you want, I'll give you. Prahlada is saying, Prabhu, have I committed any offense? Are you testing me whether I will fall for Maya and ask for some? Give me millions of dollars. Give me some material comforts. Why are you testing me, Prabhu? Bhagavan said, Prahlada, you are beyond falling a victim to Maya. I myself am pleased. Ask something. Prahlada said, Prabhu, you are asking for a second time. Ask me for something. If I don't do, it is an offense towards you. Therefore, I am asking, bless me with that blessing that I will never be thinking of asking you for anything. Bless me with the only thing that I should never ask you for anything. That's all I want. Bhagavan smiled and said, you asked, namely, that you should never ask me for anything. That is the blessing you wanted. You are beyond Maya. I am making you a Bhagavatottama. Again, I am asking you, ask for something. That time, Prahlada said, Prabhu, if you are pleased with me, third time you are asking, I must ask you. This father of mine, Hiranyakashipu, without knowing your supremacy, has committed so many Bhagavat apacharas. Please forgive him and give Uttamagatis. Bhagavan Srihari laughed and said, even that I don't have to do. Having obtained you as a son, you yourself have elevated 21 generations in your family. From now onwards, in your family, even if people are born as Rakshasas, I will not kill them, I will only punish them. That is why Prahlada's son Virochana became a thief. Bhagavan only punished him, but did not kill him. Virochana's son Balichakravarti kicked out Indra from his Indraloka, but Bhagavan only punished Balichakravarti but not killed him. Balichakravarti's son Banasura came to fight with Krishna because his daughter Usha wanted to marry Krishna's grandson Aniruddha. Krishna sent the Sudarshan Chakram and cut off 996 hands of Banasura, but did not kill him. So, if any one of you feel that you want to elevate your forefathers, do absolute Sharanagati like Prahlada. You will not only elevate yourself, you will elevate your forefathers. That gate is Prahlada. That is the reason why when you have to say who are the Bhagavatottamas, even though Narada is the Guru, they start with Prahlada. Prahlada, Narada, Parashara, Pundarika, Vyasam, Varisha, Shaunaka, Hrannivasa. That is the greatness of becoming a Bhagavatottama, becoming a pure devotee, doing Sharanagati at the feet of that Lord Lakshmi Nrsimha. That is why with a simple prayer to Lord Lakshmi Nrsimha, Tvai rakshati rakshakaihi kimanyaihi, Tvai cha rakshati rakshakaihi kimanyaihi, iti nishchita dehi shrayami nityam, Nruhare Vegavati Shrayasriyatvam. So, when Lakshmi Nrsimha is there to protect us, why do you need any other protection? If Lakshmi Nrsimha is not thinking of protecting us, what is the use of having any other protection? With this firm faith, may we all be fortunate to do Sharanagati at the feet of Lord Lakshmi Nrsimha and attain salvation at the end of this life itself, 400% guaranteed by Sita Devi, Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, and Lord Varahaswamy. Narayana, 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 Ma. There is a few minutes left. Go ahead, Amma. You can use your time for the next 20, 25, 30 minutes.
Sure.
Go ahead, Mala. What are the questions, Amma?
Yeah, there is one question that's come to me. Why is there echo? Okay. The question is, I have heard that Sharanagati is the ultimate path for moksha, and Sharanagati is just letting God take the action and trusting Him that everything is going to be okay, exactly like how Draupadi did. But in this Kali Yuga, there is no way we can resist our action towards things and situations. If we are not taking actions towards the situation, then it looks like we aren't doing our karma. How do we know what we are doing is according to dharma and that it is the right thing to do?
In fact, in Prahlada Charitra, in fact, in the Ajamila Upakhyanam you heard, Veda Vihita karmas are dharma. Veda Nishiddha karmas are adharma. That's all. You take some jewelry piece to a shop. You want to sell it. You say, this is pure gold. Take it and give me the cash. The shopkeeper, even though he knows you, even though the shopkeeper is your good friend, he will not accept your word. He will take that gold and use a touchstone to check the purity of the gold and will decide whether it is 24 karat, 22 karat, 18 karat or something. Same way, every action we do must be there subjected to the touchstone of Veda Dharma. If it is according to the Vedas, it is Dharma. If it is not, it is Adharma. And Sharanagati is not possible in Kali Yuga. You don't have to worry. When Bhagavan is there to protect you, Tvairakshati Rakshakaihi Kimanyehi, when Lakshmi Nrsimha is there to protect you, you don't need any other protection. He will. Ambarisha did not do anything to protect himself. Bhagavan protected him. Prahlada did not do anything to protect himself. Bhagavan protected. Prahlada was thrown in fire. Bhagavan made the fire lose its quality to burn. Prahlada was dumped in the oceans. Bhagavan removed the power of water to drown him. Prahlada was dropped onto the ground from the top of a hill. Bhagavan made Mother Earth like a cushion bed. Prahlada was only bouncing, was not hurt. Elephants came to trample over Prahlada. Elephants have seen Prahlada as a big lion and missed trampling him. Snakes were there biting Prahlada. Bhagavan's Garuda Mani nullified all the poison. Even Hiranyakashipu's own sister, what you celebrate as a holy, sprinkling colored waters on each and every one. It is called not holy, Holika Dahanam. Hiranyakashipu's sister Holika had a boon, fire cannot burn. She came up with a great idea, my dear brother Hiranyakashipu. This boy Prahlada, keep him in my lap and set fire. I will not be hurt, Prahlada will be burned. I will hold on tight, he will not run away from the fire. When Holika wanted to do Bhagavata Pacharan, she kept Prahlada in her lap and they set fire. Bhagavan has withdrawn the boon Holika has. Holika was burning to death. Prahlada was not hurt. Holika was crying, I am dying, I am burning, save me, save me. So people started pouring water on Holika. That is how that Holika Dahanam came. Therefore, you truly believe in Sharanagati, that Bhagavan will protect you because it is his promise. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. It is Bhagavan's promise. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namakru namaskuru mame vaishas satyante pratijane prayosame. He will protect you. This Bhagavan is promising in the name of truth, Satya Pramanam. Enjoy doing Sharanagati. Go ahead, Mala.
There's a follow-up question. So they're saying, does it mean that we can do what we can and just let the rest to be taken care by God in Sharanagati?
In Sharanagati doesn't mean I will not pay my current electricity bill. I will not pay my water bill. I will not take care of my family. That is not Sarvadharman Parityajya. Sarvadharman Parityajya means that dharma that you have to follow to attain moksha, namely practicing either the jnana, karma, or bhaktis. Realizing your inability to practice either jnana, karma, or bhakti. Realizing your akinchanatvam. Realizing that I'm a fit for nothing fellow. Neither I can do jnana, karma, or bhakti. Do Sharanagati. And that Sharanagati should be like a pativrata bhava. With pativrata bhavam. Mam ekam sharanam raja. You do that. Bhagavan says, Aham tva sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. Therefore, Sharanagati doesn't mean that you are not attending to your day-to-day duties. Sharanagati is Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat jnanat dhyanam visishyate. Dhyanat karma paratyagaha tyagat shantiranantaram. Doing every karma as Krishna Arpanam and offering the results of every karma phalam as Krishna Arpanam. Getting over the concept of I and my is true Sharanagati. And for that, one has to have a lot of vairagyam, where there is no detachment. Asanga shastrena drudhena chitva. People only talk. But they still could not overcome dhaneshana, dareshana, putreshana. Enjoy doing true Sharanagati. You will be protected by Bhagavan. Absolutely no doubt about it. Ramo dharnabhibhashate amrutam nokta purvam me nachavakshe kadachana. Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra declared he never told a lie and he will never tell a lie in the future. Bhagavan Ramachandra declared he never said a second sentence contradicting the first sentence. Therefore, your being protected is 400% guaranteed. Yes. Go ahead, Mala.
Now, one more question is, there are just two more questions. I'll finish both. One is it a blessing to listen to Sri Prahlada Charitram in the new year from our Acharya?
It is always a blessing to listen to Bhagavatas. Bhagavat Katha, Bhagavata Katha. It's always a blessing, not because it is New Year. Every day. They say, Yaddinam Harikatha Sallapa Piyusha Varjitam Taddinam Durdinam Bhave. Meghachanne Nadurdinam. Like say, today is a cloudy day. We have snow here. You could not see sun god. There are some people who worship sun. If they don't see sun that day, they will not eat for that day. Because sun is called Pratyaksha Narayana. You know what the scriptures say? That day is not a bad day when you could not see the sun and you could not eat your meal. That day is the bad day when you did not think of Hari. Yad dinam harikatha sallapa piyusha varjitam taddinam durdinam bhave. That day is the bad day when you did not hear the glories of Hari and you did not contemplate on the glories of Bhagavatas. Not the day when you could not see the sun. Therefore, it is a blessing to know more and more and more and more about Bhagavan Srimad Narayana and about his Bhagavatas like Prahlada, Gajendra, Ambarisha, etc. Go ahead, Amma.
One more question is, did Ajmela do Sharanagati by an Acharya in this life or previous life?
In the case of Ajamila, he went to Haridwar and immersed in meditation. Sharanagati can be done by three ways: Swanishta, Vuktinishta, Acharyanishta. If you are there at the level of an Acharya, you can do your own Sharanagati. When you are not there at the level of an Acharya to do Sharanagati for others, You cannot do it for yourself. You go to an acharya and get it done. When you can do for yourself, when you are there at the level of an acharya. Muktinishta, when you go to an acharya, there are two ways again you can do Sharanagati. The acharya will tell you the promise and you repeat the promise by your own saying it, repeating it, you do Sharanagati. Acharya Nishta, some acharyas, they feel like doing Sharanagati for a cow that is there in the ashram. Some acharyas do Sharanagati for a child. Some acharyas do Sharanagati for a person who is dumb, who cannot repeat. They do it on acharya nishta. They take the responsibility because a cow cannot make mistakes, a child cannot make mistakes, a dumb man cannot tell a lie. They take the responsibility and on their own, at their own risk, they do Sharanagati for them. Afterwards, what will happen? If a student makes a mistake after Sharanagati in Acharya Nishta, the sins committed by the student will go and affect the teacher. In Bhukti Nishta, the Acharya tells the mantra you are repeating. The sins will only hurt you, but not the teacher. Swanishta, you are there at your own level of doing Sharanagati to others, you can do it for yourself. So, Ajamila did by Swanishta. Go ahead, Amma.
One last question, Acharyaji. Even though people listen so many lectures, but why people didn't realize to take Sharanagati? People don't realize to take Sharanagati.
Because Maya is very powerful. That is why this is called Purana Vairagyam. People listen to so many lectures, but they will not put it into practice because in Hindi, there is a nice way of putting it. Raat gayi, baat gayi. Whatever the promises the man made to the woman last night, they are gone with the morning. Whatever promises the lady made to the man last night, they are gone, the morning came. Same thing. Other people call it Smashana Vairagyam, Prasuti Vairagyam. Smashana Vairagyam, in the good olden days in India, if somebody is dead, they will put the dead body on some bamboo sticks, make it like a stretcher, and 4 or 5 people or 8 people have to carry the dead body to the crematorium. When they're carrying the dead body, everybody is there in a very sober mood. What after all is life? Look at this fellow. He was well, he was such a rich man. But today he is dead. We are carrying him now to the crematorium. His body will be set on fire. What will happen to me? If not today, tomorrow I will also die. For all the stupid things I am doing, will I have even 4 friends to come and carry me to the crematorium? Or will the municipal workers come, pack me up and drag me and dump me in a dumpster? Everybody will be in a very sober mood. Everybody will be thinking, I should be good. I should not make mistakes. I should apologize. I should do Sharanagati. Only for that 1 hour. The minute the cremation is over, they take a shower and come back to square one, back to the same lies, back to the same cheating, back to the same crooked ways of living. People are there, temporary Vairagyam only. Same thing, Prasuti Vairagyam. For the ladies, first time they become pregnant, they have to deliver the baby in the labor room, unable to deliver the baby. Every woman will be thinking, to hell with the husband. I cannot bear these labor pains. That's it. This is the only child. I will not give birth to one more child. That's it. That kind of renunciation is there only until the time the child is born. But the minute the child is born, the mother is given the child and keeping the child in his lap. Every mother will be thinking, oh, this child is so lovely. He is exactly like his father. She is exactly like her father. Mesmerized by the child, the mother again goes to deliver another baby in a year, another baby in a year. Prasuti Vairagyam. Therefore, this one is called Purana Vairagyam. As long as they are listening to the great anecdotes or the incarnations or the greatness of Bhagavatas, everybody will be thinking, I should do Sharanagati, I should get salvation, I should not fall victim to Maya. But that is very temporary. It is up to you whether you want to make up your mind and get salvation or punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. When we were all students, when we were young, failed the exam in March. You take the exam again in September. Fail again in September. You take it again in March. So March, September. How many times you want to fail the exam is your choice. But the unfortunate thing about failures is, as you heard many times before, first time when I failed an exam, I felt miserable. Second time when I failed the same exam, I felt horrible. I even thought of committing suicide. But the 10th time I failed the same 10th grade exam again, this time my mind is used to failures. I'm laughing at it and say, this time also failure. 50th time when I failed to pass the same 10th grade exam, you know what I'm saying? Do I have to look at my results? Mine is guaranteed failure. 99 times I failed the same 10th grade exam. You know what I'm thinking? Do I have to take the exam? And I stopped taking the exam. 10 years have gone by. I totally forgot that there is an exam. I totally forgot there is something like salvation. Same thing, first time we became a human being, we did not get salvation. We felt miserable. Second time we got a human birth, we did not get salvation. We felt horrible. 10th time we became human beings and no moksha. We were laughing at it. This time also failure. 50th time we became a human being and didn't get moksha. We are saying this time also failure. Mine is guaranteed failure. 99 times we failed. We are saying, do I have to take the exam? We forgot even to think of the exam. Now we are not even aware that is something called moksha. That is where Sharanagati comes into picture. Even if you have failed the exam a million times, still if you can do Sharanagati, that Bhagavan Sriman Narayana will guarantee moksha, irrespective of the family in which you are born, irrespective of man or woman, irrespective of how many mistakes you made so far. Enjoy and elevate your forefathers. If only you become a pure devotee like Prahlada and meticulously follow Sharanagati, you will not only elevate yourself, you will elevate even your forefathers and future generations also.
So two more questions, Acharyaji. So one is, does one need to know pre-qualification for Sharanagati and how to meet with, if any, process one need to follow?
There is no pre-qualification. The only pre-qualification needed is you have to make up your mind. And at the time of Sharanagati, how to follow? You will be given a few options. If you want to follow, first thing, you have to follow ahimsa. You have to become a vegetarian. Second thing, you should not eat anything without offering it to Krishna. If it is unfit to be offered to Krishna, you should not. That means even if you are a vegetarian, the rajoguna, tamoguna food items like the onions and garlic, you cannot offer them to Krishna. What you cannot offer to Krishna, you cannot eat. Because the onion and garlic will produce only rajogunam and tamogunam. Because Upanishads is saying, ahara shuddhau sattva shuddhihi. If the food that you eat is not pure, your thinking will never be pure. If the thinking is not pure, we can never become pure. So if the thinking has to be pure, our food habits have to be pure. And the last one, when you do Sharanagati, the requirement for doing Sharanagati is maintaining Pativrata Bhakti, Pativrata Bhavam. Before your marriage, you might have had 10 girlfriends or 10 boyfriends. But after marriage, you are quitting everything and you are loyal to your wife, or your wife is loyal to the husband. Exactly the same thing. Namely, Anyadha Sharanam Nasti. Tvam eva Sharanam Mama. Just as a Pativrata is sticking only to one husband, this Jivatma should be like a Pativrata, having only one husband, Sriman Narayana. These are the three requirements. Does it cost millions of dollars to Sharanagati? I don't know. Some people are after money. But our Acharya, the great 44th Alagi singer, said, to do Sharanagati, what all you need is just 4 bananas or 4 fruits and $4. That's all. Or if it is India, 4 rupees. Before Sharanagati, you have to do Prayashchittam for all the karmas that are there and give a dhanam. So you require 2 fruits and $2 or 2 rupees. After Sharanagati, you have to offer something to Bhagavan as a sambhavana. So you require 2 fruits and $2 or 2 rupees in India. That's all is needed. And afterwards, your Sharanagati is valid as long as you don't do other Devi Devata worship, and as long as you do not make other people who did Sharanagati like you shed tears, as long as you don't make them cry. If you do not commit these 2 mistakes, your Sharanagati is 400% guaranteed and you will attain salvation. Of course, if you are not there at the level of an Acharya to do Sharanagati by yourself, you must approach an Acharya, and only an Acharya can do Sharanagati. Because a mantra should never be downloaded from a computer. A mantra should not be copied from a book. Krishna specifically says, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. You should get that mantra as upadesham from an acharya. Your laptop cannot do upadesham to you. Your book cannot do upadesham to you. Therefore, only through an acharya, the samashranam can be done, giving the Shankachakra mudras so that Yamadotas will not take your soul to Narakam. And your Sharanagati will be complete when you do that promise to an Acharya. That's all you require. Does it answer your question, Mala?
Adiyan Swamiji. So quick, 2 more questions. How did Ajmela name his child Narayana if he was a bad guy?
What is it, Amma? How did it?
How did Ajmela name his last child Narayana if he was not a good guy?
Remember, Ajamila is a bad guy after some years in his life. What all he did in the beginning, having taken birth in a pious family, doing his Sandhya Vandanam, Agnikaryam, Bhagavadaratana, without his knowledge, it prompted him to name the child Narayana. Even now, it is not too late. So many of you changed your name. Say somebody's name is Partha Sarathi. After coming to America, most of them have changed their names to Pat. Call me Pat. Somebody was named by their parents Hari Narayana. Sometimes now he says to all his friends, oh, just call me Harry. Same thing. You can change your name too. If you want your wife to call you Hari, change your name to Hari. Simple. Go and apply for a name change. You named your son Roni. You want to change it. Make him, instead of Roni, call him Rama. You can do it. Anybody can do it. All right, you named your child Krishna, but you call him, my Raja, come here. Why do you have to call him my Raja, come here? Why don't you say my Krishna, come here? So don't use your pet names. Therefore, if you really want to, satsangam is the most important one. If your friends, that's why they say, tell me your friends, I'll tell you what you are. If your friends are there only interested in money, Wall Street, stock market, whenever they meet, they only talk about stock market, money, profit, loss. If you are there in body consciousness, whenever they meet, exercise, gym, bodybuilding, body shape, that's all they talk about. If your friends are there interested in alcohol, whenever they meet, which alcohol is good, which brand is better, where do you get the oldest wine, that's all they talk about. If your friends are there in Sharanagati, they will only talk about Krishna, Rama, Damodara, Madhava. It all depends on what kind of friends you have, what kind of environment you are. Therefore, it is in your hands how you want to end up your life. You want to end up in Vaikuntham, or you want to end up in Svargalokam? Tetam bhaktva Svargalokam Mishalam Kshine Punye Marchalokam Mishanti. The minute your Punya karma is exhausted, they will kick us out of Svargaloka or even Brahmaloka, and you will come back and take birth. Or end up in Naraka, go through all the punishment, and again go through the punishment in Garbha Narakam, in the womb of a mother. Your choice. Even if you attain Brahmaloka, the highest world, in the Prakriti Mandalam, in the material world, Brahma Bhavana Lokan Punaravartinarjuna, Mamapichyati Kaunteya Punarjanmana Vidyate. Even if you reach the highest world in the Prakriti Mandalam material world, called the Brahmaloka, there is no world superior to Brahmaloka in material world. That Vaikuntham is beyond Brahmaloka. And Krishna says, even if you reach the highest world, Brahmaloka, in the Prakriti, once your Punya karma is exhausted, you will come back. Brahma Bhavana Lokan Punaravartinarjuna, you will come back. Mamapechyati Kaunteya Punarjanmana Vidyate. Only if you reach Sri Vaikuntham, absolutely no returning back to the material world. Go ahead, Amma. What's the question next?
Okay, one last question. Some people with attachment to family won't take Sharanagati. What is the instructions to those people?
Some people are attached to family,
because of which they won't take Sharanagati. What
the
is
family deity.
No, just family, taking care of family. Family. So they won't take Sharanagati. What is the instruction for them?
Again, attached. Remember, you are attached to your husband, you are attached to your wife, you are attached to your children, you are attached to your car, you are attached to your house, you are attached to your $1 million. But remember, at the time of death, neither your wife, nor your husband, nor your children, nor your $1 million house, nor your $4 million bank balance, nor your car, nothing will come with you. The only one who can come with you is the Supreme Lord Srimad Narayana, who says, Aham smarami madbhaktam nayami paramangatim. For something which is not going to come with you, you are wasting your time. For something who promised to always be with you and come with you even at the time of death, Lord Krishna, you are ignoring. That's not intelligent way of doing. That is not intelligent way of doing. Intelligent way of doing is knowing what is useful to you, and doing what is useful to you is the intelligent way of doing things. First, you should know what will help you. Then you should stick to that and follow it meticulously. That's your choice. So, you're not doing Sharanagati, you're attached, no problem. Yam vapi smaran bhavam chidan chante kalevaram tam tame vaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. Somebody is born as a man because in the previous birth, some male form crosses his mind in the last minute. That male form could be his husband, could be the person's husband, father, son, brother. If the punya karma is good, you are going to take a human birth. You'll be born as a male person because your mind thought of a male person in the last birth, in the last minute. If you think of a female form in the last minute, your next birth will be a female. Punya karma is good, you will become a woman. Papa karma is bad. People can become a male dog, male donkey, male horse, male pig. That's all. Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram. Think of Krishna in the last minute, guaranteed salvation. Think of anything else. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam chajan chante kalevaram. Tam tamivaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. Because your mind was constantly thinking of something materialistic. That is the only thing that comes to your memory in the last minute. Because you are contemplating on that lifelong. You are contemplating on that, attaching yourself to the wife, husband, children. That's what you will be thinking. Focusing only on money. Last thoughts will be only on money. Your choice. Narayana, no more questions, Amma. Can we go now?
Yes, today's questions are
Narayana,
over.
when is the next class, Amma?
Next Sunday, Swamiji.
Next Sunday, same time?
Yes, same time, 2 p.m. to 4:30.
Kindly send me the link, Amma. I will definitely join, Amma.
Narayana.
Narayana, Amma. Thank you all for joining. May you all be fortunate enough to be blessed by Lord Lakshmi Narasimha. And do your share. By the way, to do Sharanagati, 3 things are not at all important. You will never be asked in which family you are born. Brahmin, non-Brahmin, no questions asked. No discrimination, man or woman. All are equally eligible. No questions asked how many sins you have committed as on today. How many chicken you have eaten, how many alcohol bottles you have emptied, how many people you have cheated, not for discussion. Only thing that matters, can you be a good person from today and maintain your pativrata bhavam and stick only to Narayana after Sharanagati? That's all. Narayana. Good luck, Amma.
Srimanarayan.
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 Srimanarayan.